Back in the 70s, board games and improv theater had a baby, and it was called the role-playing game. These games allowed a generation of kids to live out their dreams of slaying dragons and saving kingdoms, all while sitting in their bedrooms and basements. Today, gaming has moved into the cultural mainstream, and role-playing games are back with a vengeance. Join us now as 5 of these former kids come out of the basement and onto the internet to experience adventure, mystery, and obscure pop culture references. It's time for Roll for Combat.
Hey there, welcome to Roll for Combat. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's show, the boys continue their adventures in academia, where they continue to hit the books, or they start cracking skulls and taking names. Find out this week. Also this week, we have guests on the show. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had Jason Keeley and Rob Trimarco. Well, they're joining us again this show as NPCs. And I have to say that playing with live NPCs has made the adventures go in really strange, unique directions. And this week is no exception. And in fact, that's what I'm going to be talking about this week in my GM tips is how to play with live NPCs. I've actually done it a few times before the podcast, and I will tell you that it is quite an adventure, and it makes the games go in really strange directions. And it's quite liberating, in fact. I'll talk about that more. We also have more about the PaizoCon contest. That's right. We're giving out a free trip to PaizoCon. We're going to give you airfare, hotel, a ticket to the banquet, and you get to play a private Pathfinder version 2 playtest with a Paizo dev and us. So, listen to the show for more details on that. In addition, we have a brand new announcement. That's right. People have asked for this, and it's going to happen. We are going to be starting to record some new shows. That's right. We are going to actually start recording Starfinder Society shows. And if you like the team that you hear on this show, well, guess what? It's the same team that's going to be recording the very first Starfinder Society show. It's going to have everyone you hear on the show today, including Jason Keeley and Rob Trimarco, with myself GMing. We're going to be playing brand new characters. We're going to be using the Starfinder Society rules. So we're going to be recording the show this week, and then we're going to post it a few weeks later. The exact format is, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Actually, what we're probably going to do is either put on the entire episode, that's right, all like 3 to 4 hours as one big episode, or we might cut it in half. I'm still determining. I want to see how it comes out during recording, and then we'll determine it. And what does that mean for the adventure path? It means absolutely nothing. The adventure path will continue as always. We'll continue to release an episode every single week. And what we expect to do is like every 4 to 6 weeks or so, we're going to release a Starfinder Society episode. And the people in the Starfinder Society episode can be random. Right now, it'll probably always be the core 4, including myself, and then we might have like 2 other random people. For now, it's Jason Keeley and Rob Trimarco. It might continue to be them. It might be other people. We're still figuring it out. But that's the advantage of Starfinder Societies, that we can play with as few as 3 people and as many as 7. Although, to keep my sanity, I'll probably keep it from 4 to 6. No more than 6. Although you can do 7. I think that's what drive me insane. And as for the adventures we're going to actually be running, that I'm not exactly sure. We're still figuring this out. We're definitely going to be running the core adventures for the Year of Scoured Stars. There's a couple of core adventures in there, specifically adventures 1-5, 1-11, 1-13, 1-17, and then the Origin Special. So we're definitely going to run those, but those also mean your characters have to be much higher level. I think they have to get up to level 5. So, to get up to level 5, we're going to have to run a whole bunch of other adventures. So those of you who have wanted to listen to Starfinder Society or wanted to listen to a Starfinder podcast that was not just Dead Suns, because a lot of people don't want to hear just Dead Suns, congratulations, you are in luck. Once again, they're making brand new characters. Everyone's running something completely different. Really weird stuff I'm seeing from these guys. They're talking about bizarre concepts. And Jason Keeley and Rob are also coming up with weird characters. So it's going to be a whole new show, and look for that soon. It's going to be on the same podcast feed. We're just going to probably release the show on a different day. So figure this show comes out on Tuesday. We'll probably release the Starfinder Society show like on a Wednesday or Thursday. Again, we're still kind of figuring this out, but I just wanted to announce that. Once again, also check out the t-shirts. We just added a whole bunch of shirts on the site. Custom sizes, colors. They got front, they got backs, they got sides, tops, middle, bottoms, you name it. They're shirts. And with that, let's get into the show. So everyone, welcome back to Roll for Combat. We have a special guest, actually two special guests today. We have Jason Keeley from Paizo, the Starfinder developer, and we have our friend and Jason's Rob Trimarco, who used to play Pathfinder with Chris and Bob and is friends with Jason, and we all just sort of know each other through the great geekdom of life. And these guys are going to come and mess up the group royally. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Can we attack their characters?
Bob Marquis is playing the human envoy, Rusty Carter.
It's the Circle of Nerd.
It is the Circle of Nerd. What did you say, Bob?
I'm wondering, when can we attack their characters? I mean, I know they're just introducing themselves, but we should be able to attack them by now, right?
Well, you actually don't see them yet. This is sort of like the pre-game show, but as soon as you see them, go for it.
All I need to know is where they are.
John Statz is playing the Vesk soldier, Mo Dupinsky.
You guys are going to be in so much trouble.
Bring it.
So last we left off, you guys just made the whole thing with Albin's 21-2 disappear. You made him apologize. He decided to help you with your research. Muhali is very happy with you, and he was going to need about 8 hours to sort of compile the research, and that's where we last left off. Now, you actually got here. It's actually very early in the morning, so by the time the research is done, it'll be later in the afternoon, so you still have the full day ahead of you. I don't know if there's anything you want to do while you're in the beautiful Quarbarth University.
How long did we expect to be here? Do we have rooms at all?
I think you could probably crash with Hiroji, because he has family here. You could just, go to his place, right?
Well, I had a sort of a checkered past here and not much family. Like, my family was killed.
Chris Beamer is playing the Lashunta operative, Hiroji.
I had a mentor.
All right. You would know where celebrities would be able to stay. We're apparently celebrities from a reality show back on the station, and I want to protect my my identity a little bit.
Well, Woolhalls, who's your Boy Friday, is like, oh no, we have accommodations for you here at the university, the finest student dorm housing possible.
Oh, so that's perfect then. Yeah, lead the way. There's a bunk.
Me to stay in a dorm room?
Well,
don't you know who I am?
Yes. We thought you'd want to mingle with the people, sort of get a feel for your hometown, sort of become one with those that you've been away from for so long.
That's true.
I have to live with the natives.
Oh, brother.
Well, for you, Rusty, we heard about your special needs, so we put you with the human quarter.
Oh, thank God.
Those humans are just so picky, He says that to everyone else using telepathy, by the way, except for Rusty.
And Mo is going to assume that the Vesk conclave there in the government's quarters, that's where the government section of the city to run the place.
Oh, no. The Vesk are actually over there near the garbage dump. They seem to like the smell.
Oh, please.
Wait, so this guy's doing the research for us, right? Like he's doing, like we're supposed to come back to him in 8 hours.
He's interpreting these runes
Right.
and he's got to cross-check it with historical records or something like that. But it's going to take 8 hours for us to get into trouble.
He's going to run it through space Google Translate, please.
Well, Zan had all of his original archives stored here at the university, and he needed to have access to the restrictive collections, and he didn't have access until you helped him out. So now he has access. He's going to kind of go through and figure out what is what and see if he can actually help you out with some of these translations.
That guy's a character too, the big brain guy.
The big brain.
I don't mind taking a little stroll around the university, walking around, see what's up.
Cool. I mean, you don't really have to do anything directly. It's more like if you want to buy or sell anything, if you want to take some sites. I mean, you guys really aren't on the clock. I mean, this is actually what you were sent here to do. So, you guys can just do the magic 8 hours pass if you want to as well. That's fine.
Yeah, Mo is looking to lay down somewhere, so...
Tuttle's going to go find a place to calibrate various things. I don't know.
Jason McDonald is playing the Yosoki mechanic Tuttle Blacktail and his drone Cheddar.
And I'll spend like the next few hours wandering around the campus and checking it out, coming back after a few hours.
I wouldn't mind literally casing the joint. I'll walk around the campus as well, but I'm actually looking for sort of like, where's the money? Where's the administration building? Where would actually be the
Bursar's office?
Yeah.
You are quite the thief.
I have never admitted to such a thing.
So you guys walk around. Again, this is an absolute beautiful university. It's warm. It's green everywhere. There's Lashunta everywhere you see. The occasional human, a few elves. But Rusty feels incredibly uncomfortable. Mo is too oblivious to know anything. Tuttle's too busy calibrating. And Hiroji just likes it because he's finally back with his people.
It's nice.
Unfortunately for Rusty, the Lashunta seem to be pretty smart and savvy. And they definitely have their protocols up to snuff when it comes to money. And also everything's electronic anyhow. So... unless you have one of your computer friends come with you, you're really going to be looking at stealing petty change here.
Well, I suppose the other thing would be to make friends with someone at the bursar's office so that they can transfer it to me.
We're going to have a side adventure. We're going to have like a sub-podcast just for this.
You have 8 hours.
Yeah, good point. Oh, well.
Come on, let's let our friends here play. So let's just waive it. And so 8 hours go by. You guys all take the sights and sounds. Mo has another nap. He has a couple of the pastries at the quad. Tuttle comes up with some new element, and everyone else is having a good time. So you show up, and do you go see Albans? Do you see Muhali?
Yes, let's do that.
Which one?
I'm sorry. The name of the
guy who's doing the translation, the brain dude. The contemplative was Albans 21-2.
Right.
And then Muhali is the professor who runs the department.
Let's go talk to Albans.
Okay. So you guys go up to Albans' office, and he's floating there, and he obviously was expecting you, and he's like, right on time, I see. Well, this is almost a little embarrassing. I'm not used to, what is this thing that you do often? Oh, that's right, failure. It seems there's been some items missing in the documentations of Zan. I'm not exactly sure what happened to them. It's like they were erased from the records. I remember there was many more items in the database, but they seem to mysteriously have been, I don't know, either checked out or erased. My memory must be perfect. It can't be me. It has to be the computer. I must be correct.
Oh, good lord.
It's almost like someone doesn't want us to know this.
Well, anyhow, yes, I did put together a very nice compilation of everything I could find, and I will put it onto your computers so you may access it whenever you wish. Who you really should talk to is perhaps Muhali. Maybe she has had more success in translating some of the symbols that we discovered. But as for Zan's records, here I will give you what we have.
Excellent. So he downloads it into our pads.
Yes, and I will give it to you in a second. So let's go to the handout. So there you go.
Here they come.
I gave you some handouts. The guests, if you want to go to the handouts, you can see them too. And since this is radio, you might want to read what you see instead of staring at it silently for 10 minutes.
Well, Bob's a great reader. I vote he reads this.
Jason never speaks enough, and we all love hearing his voice. Go for it.
But which Jason?
Very good. I meant Jason who plays Dr. Tuttle, but actually either would be very welcome.
No. You don't have to read it all, but you can give sort of the abbreviated version if you wish. Okay, so we have something that... a book called The Pyramid People of Uclear by Halkueem Zan, daring adventurer and renowned archaeologist. So the cover's kind of in a loosely Indiana Jones-esque sensationalist style. So we have a handwritten note under the heading of wildlife. Castrovel crawls with vermin and beasts of all kinds. Thunder-bellied behemoths clear paths through the jungle while bellowing madly. More vexing, though, are what we've come to call stingbats, some hellish cross of monkey, bat, and scorpion that travel in troops and harass us regularly. I fought one off as it attacked a porter and shot another as it fled, and from then on they targeted me. It's as if they can sense strength yet resent it. Dun dun dun. So overall, you know that this is actually almost a travel journal when he went to Uclear and found some the pyramid people, if you will. And this actually, some of the symbols were referenced within this book. And this was some of the more pertinent items that Albans felt that would be useful to you.
One question about the big brain's errors. Is he saying that there are other pages he can't find, or that there might have been information that led him to get this wrong? Is it possible these are mistranslations?
No. You see, we had many more documents, as Zan had all of his original documentation and information stored here in the restrictive database. Notes and facts that no one else has ever seen. They are gone, which is very vexing, as I know it was in there. I know I haven't seen it for many a year, but I'm confident that it was in there before. So why and how they disappeared is quite mysterious.
I see all sorts of writings in the margins.
Yes, these are his original notes. If you download the book now, it is of course perfectly formatted and boring. This is much more exciting, as this is his actual handwritten notes. And as you can see, he was quite a sloppy writer.
All right, I'll go on to page 2 then, and someone else can take page 3 after that.
Oh, it's like we're at Passover and everyone's reading a page.
It is
Yes,
Passover.
exactly. First, I'd like to take the bitter herb, and then I'd like to complain about the gefilte fish. All right, page 2. The Rune Obelisk. A dramatic spire, barely rising above the tree line, was the first of our great landmarks. Each side of it was once engraved with untold wisdom, but only the sheltered runes near the base have survived the ages. The plants here grow thicker, as if feeding upon some gifts left by the ancient elves. Sacrifices of flesh and blood, no doubt. And I think the key word in here is ancient elves.
Plague Warden. This massive stone figure is a reclining elven form covered in weathered boils. I suspect it is an effigy that served ritual purposes, such as absorbing the illness of some great king so he might live forever. Halkueem Zan. And there's all sorts of stuff I can't really read in the margins, though. It's interesting.
Yeah, it looks like this book is basically just the notes of travel notes. Like there's stains on it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's kind of cool. The page I'm looking at is called The Stairs to Eternity, and I believe there's only 2 more pages. It says, from the Forsaken City rises a staggering weathered staircase carved into the mountain beyond, evoking mystical contemplation in all who would climb it. Beyond stands a great temple whose haunted guardians feasted upon my comrades, forcing us to flee the savage sentinels. Okay, that beyond stands a great temple whose haunted guardians feasted upon my comrades. Boy, no
beating around the bush there. Yeah.
No explanation there. Kind of he just moved on. Okay, he's moving on to the next thing. All right,
It's
there they go. There goes his comrades.
It's definitely a haunt.
And I'll do the last one. I'll do it with a little more panache this time. The Forsaken City. The city in the foothills is a forest of small pyramids overgrown with vines. As with the funerary monuments of lost Osirian, it might be that this was not a place of the living, but a realm of the dead. Initial excavations uncovered multiple stone tiers of fine architecture, displaying skill truly more advanced than the builders' primitive contemporaries. Dun dun dun!
All right.
I'm doing the jungle sounds.
I see. Yes, you did that great. Anyhow, Albans says, yes, Muhali was helping me with the runes. Perhaps she could be of more use to you. In the margins, it also says, toss me the idol, I'll throw you the whip.
Yes, this Muhali, is that her name? She might know where this is.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go talk to her. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are regulars here, and she looks up from her computer and waves you all in, and she looks at you and she says, well, I was looking at the language records that you found in the Drift Rock, and I was able to recognize them. They belong to a non-Elven language group found in association with a few known Elven sites on the continent of Ukalam in the west. However, the one who would know the most about this would be Doctor Solstarni. She is by far the most researched in this field and was planning a trip to this very area in a few months' time. But something happened. I tried to contact her, and I haven't been able to get in touch with her today. And I got in touch with her friends and family, and they haven't seen her either. I am still busy with many of the reporters and putting that to rest. So if you would be helpful, she has a key card she sort of hands to you. She says, can you go check on her? This will allow you to enter her office and see if she's there. I hope something didn't happen to her.
Mo takes the key card and he turns to the group and he says, guys, this key card could be a clue.
You're right, Mo.
Very, very good job, Mo.
Astute, as always, Mo.
That Vesk insight at work. And if you do find anything like foul play, do let me know right away, as I am worried this is very unlike her.
Also, do we know the fate of this Halkueem Zan? What happened to him?
Oh, he died 200 years ago.
Oh, okay, so this is quite old. All right.
Well, he made it back with his notes. I mean,
But
he
was
survived.
it murder?
Murder Most Foul. No, he actually is very popular. He would do a lot of pulp writing, a lot of pulp exploration, but it's hard to know how much of this was him just bragging and trying to sell novels and how much of this was true archaeology. It was very fuzzy. That's why you're hoping that you would get the original notes, because this might be a little bit more accurate, because his books are probably 90% fluff.
Right. All right, so let's go take a look at her office.
Well,
Yeah, let's...
and Professor Muhali, I am going to ask. Yes, the greatest expert is not available, and we'll go visit her office. Do you have a second greatest expert? This is a large university.
No, as she had a very specialized field. She was in archaeologist specializing in archaeoastronomic validation, the study of how ancient cultures viewed the cosmos and expressed those observations in their architects, artifacts, and writings. Those type of people don't exactly grow on trees.
Or get jobs outside of academia.
Exactly.
Mo almost went into that.
If you, in fact, know someone else who is interested in that field and has studied it, please let us know, as we might have an opening very soon.
At Starbucks.
Ha!
Well, if this mercenary gig doesn't work out, I'll give it a shot.
Well, I have some background in it, but my bluff of 18 is probably not going to convince her.
She's like, oh, if you do, please send me all your academic papers and published manuscripts. I'd be very curious to see what research you've published.
They want your CV.
Yeah, see, if I had gotten a bluff of 30, she would have hired me on the spot. Damn it.
Yeah. I'd like to see your CV too, actually, now that you mentioned it.
I'll be certain to send it to you. You'll have it by tonight.
Excellent.
Tuttle's a little too busy with real science, thanks.
He has
actually
real degrees.
You know, he's actually, this is all like below him. So do you go to Solstarni's office?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that in the same... Well, we'll call it the same building.
So you go to the office. The door is locked. You have the key card. You can probably open it if you wish.
How strong does the door look?
Hicks, run a bypass.
You have the key. You've been given permission.
It's heavy wood composite and it's locked electronically.
We have the key. Let us enter.
Composite's pretty flimsy, I think. Well, we'll try the key. Let's try the key.
You know, she did give you the key card, and it is a clue, so you might want to use your first clue.
To a Vesk, everything is a nail.
Yeah.
And he is a hammer.
Yeah.
You use the key card, and surprise, surprise, it actually opens up the door. The office is in disarray, with cabinet doors ajar, several stone artifacts scattered across the floor from open archival drawers, and a traveling bag open and half-packed. The computer on the desk at the far end of the room is dark, but the diode at its base blinks regularly.
Are they with us?
Who's they?
They, as in everyone who isn't us.
No.
No, it's just you guys right now.
Oh, yeah, we searched the place.
I'm going to start by taking a look at the computer.
Okay, as you start to go through the office, Muhali actually shows up, and she is accommodated by two fellow Lashuntas. And she looks in and she said, I knew it. It was so unlike her to disappear. She's like, let me introduce you to...
Mo is going to make sure to check out the trash in case there's any clues in the garbage.
Go through every piece, Mo. Every single piece. Sniff it. Look at it closely.
We call that, in the business, we call that dumpster diving.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, there we go. Sorry, I had a computer issue there. Muhali says, I brought over some detectives from the university and the local Quarbarth city. They can help you out as well, as this looks like it has become perhaps a missing persons case. And she looks and introduces, that's you guys, Jason and Rob.
Mm-hmm. Name's Detective Lasco. This is my partner, Detective, the heck was your name? Nahuka.
Pleasure to meet you.
Missing persons, huh?
Detective.
Oh.
Well, it looks like, she might be missing.
Yeah, we don't know her. We just got here, so it's not us. We just arrived here like 8 hours ago. We were on a starship. It wasn't us.
I know it looks
All right,
bad.
I guess that means they're not guilty. All right, bye, everybody.
It's good enough for me. I'm out of here.
I know it looks bad. We have a Vesk with us, but he's tame. He does everything we say. Don't worry about it.
I like his hat.
We'll get you a hat, Meats.
One day I'm going to get a hat.
So you're here to investigate her disappearance, I presume.
That's right.
Are you from the police?
That's right. We're from Cabarad PD.
Okay. Well, did we find anything before these guys showed up? Or there was...
Yeah, you started to do a little bit of preliminary searching, and you can actually give me... what were you guys doing again? I think...
Mo was looking through the garbage.
Tuttle was checking out the computer.
Tuttle was going to mess with the computer. That's how he rolls.
Okay. Tuttle can give me a computer check. Mo can give me a perception check.
+1.
Okay, are you going to roll?
7 for...
19 on Tuttle's computer's check.
Okay. So when you looked in the garbage, you actually do find something semi-interesting. It looks like the garbage is a couple of days old. And you do see some food stuff in there, and it looks like it hasn't been emptied in several days. As for the computer was in sleep mode, but of course you just interact with the controls and bring in the login screen. You do try to hack it with your 19 computers, and you successfully trigger the 1-hour lockout countermeasure. Good job.
Okay.
However, the detectives can probably do something about that.
Yeah, I'm going to walk out and...
Wait. Rusty, are you going to do anything while we're doing this?
Well, the metagame response is Rusty is trying to look useful since he has absolutely no investigative skills. But the answer that comes out of his mouth is, I'm taking surveillance of the scene because I know I'm going to be able to spot something the rest of you can't. Just do what you're doing. And officers, I'm the leader of this group, and our services are completely at your disposal. So if you need anything, you just talk to me first.
I think Lasco's got some clearance. He got some clearance. Maybe he can do some computering on that. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
It's close enough.
For those of you who missed it, Rusty rolled a 14 on his bluff to pass himself off as the leader of the group. So,
yeah, I'm going to re-roll that, though, because I can do that.
He is our captain, so there is
and
that.
And also I have the option of re-rolling, so... And a 30 bluff is the new one. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, this guy's important.
He looks like he's in charge.
Yep, he got a big neon arrow pointing to his face. It must be the guy who's in charge.
If it turns out that these four aren't trustworthy, we know who the leader of the group is then.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm kind of actually cool with Rusty identifying himself as the leader because they don't haul him off to jail.
Right, yeah.
But anyway,
Someone's gotta be
officers,
responsible.
since you're like the duly designated constabulary or whatever, perhaps you can help with this computer.
Sure thing. Let me give it a try. I guess I'll roll a skill check.
And Tuttle, why don't you assist him? Give him some help.
I will roll to assist.
The guy who just lockout.
Can you do that?
I'm a computer expert, but
yeah, I don't think Tuttle can assist if he failed on a...
Okay, well, if I can't, then...
check.
Well, okay. Chris, if you can do it, though.
You can tell him what he did wrong.
Yeah, that's true. That's Jim's discretion, I think.
Well,
learn from my mistake.
Lasco, who, is a competent Lashunta, he rolls a 25 in computers.
I give him a +2.
Then you give him a +2. You supervise him.
Yeah.
Good job there.
C:\\.
There you go. And you were easily able to hack it. Although secretly you had police access, so you could have just gone in. But you were showing off a little.
Yeah,
and you're like, look, I'm just that good.
Circle of nerds.
And what Chris really told him is, you forgot to hit enter. Just hit enter. Okay.
So the 1-hour lockout has been wiped out, and now you have full access to the computer, thanks to the police, because if it wasn't for them, you guys would have been, I don't know, not doing so well. Good thing you had them here.
Always like to see the police, as a law-abiding citizen myself.
Yes, I'm a good friend of law enforcement everywhere.
So there's nothing in the trash, correct?
No, I said... did you miss what I said, Joe?
No,
Food.
Food,
Memory loss
rotten
is a
food.
terrible thing, I tell you. Memento. So, yes, there was food in there. There was some food. There was some notes of nothing that was important. And the food, you can tell, was several days old.
Okay. Either the cleaning staff isn't very good, or she eats really old food.
Okay,
Or she's missing, so...
Detectives.
Oh, there's that possibility, too.
Detectives, maybe you
anything
can...
past Mo.
Yeah.
Although the Mo, that might be fresh food. It's hard to tell.
Did we check her bag?
No, that's all you did so far. So now you have access to the computer. Now what do you guys want to do? And the detectives, if you want to, just take over and commandeer these morons, feel free.
Hey, Meat, so these fellas look familiar to you? I think I might have seen them on a vid show or something.
Yeah, I was watching the Holo vids. These guys look pretty familiar to me.
Yeah, we're kind of important.
You're the 4 mooks who were on the Drift Rock, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah, I know you guys. It's nice to meet you.
Well, actually, if you know us, Detective Lasco, meet Detective. Are you interested in buying a Vesk? We have one for sale.
Poor Mo. Well, I mean, if you're interested in autographs, like we do have those at a low.
Those are also for sale.
Yeah, they don't need an autograph, but if you're ever looking for work, Mo, if that's your name, just you might give us a ring one time.
Yeah, you just point me to anyone who needs a knuckle sandwich, and I'll take care of things.
I don't think you're supposed to admit that to a cop.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't say I was not a dirty cop.
Yeah, they could be good cops. They could be good cops.
We've seen them operate in 0G. It was a little upsetting, but they did it.
It was actually very upsetting.
You know, this city can be a real filthy place. Sometimes it needs a bit of cleaning up.
If you need someone in the gutter, I'm your man.
Wow, this is really going into a much darker place than I expected. But
yeah, these are vigilante cops that are apparently doing a death wish thing.
That's hey, you gotta have law and order.
You gotta do what you gotta do to clean up the beautiful sandy streets here of Castrovel.
Castrovel after dark.
Saxophone riff.
I'm actually looking at your alignment. What are these guys' alignments? Like, what's going on here? They're hijacking the episode. Next thing you know, it's like, screw the adventure path. Let's go knock some heads.
All right, we reenact the Fomian genocide based on these cops' decisions. All right.
Well, do they crack the computers?
Computers are cracked.
Let's take a look inside.
Let's get a printout.
The files are inside the computer. Oh.
Mo, do not pick up the computer and throw it on the floor.
Okay, he didn't do it. Okay.
Yeah, so who wants to do what? You guys have, once again, ransacked office, it looks like, sort of a mess. Well, it looks like it was possibly ransacked. It looks like it definitely was a mess. Like, Albin's office was a mess, but he just floats, so that makes sense it's a mess, because he doesn't need to ever, step on the ground. This, obviously, was someone's office who walks on the ground, so having stuff all over the place, it definitely looks a little disorganized.
Well, while they're getting the information from the computer, I'm going to start looking like under the bed,
Yeah, I will perceptively look around, even though I'm terrible at the skill.
Is there a bed here, or is this an office?
It's an office.
Oh, well, I'm looking at the picture.
There's a bed.
The picture has a bed.
She's dedicated worker.
That's the desk. Pretend that pillow is a computer, and the sheets are a desk.
This is the sleeper technology.
Yeah. Most looking under the desk.
Hiroji's looking around. Meats is looking around. And let's see. Meats actually finds one of the cabinets ajar.
Hey, get a load of this. This cabinet's ajar.
There you go.
How many years of detective college did you need to go through? Never mind. Sorry.
You do it online over the course of several years. Anyway, I'll go to the drawer.
Inside the drawer, you find a set of basic Lashunta temp weave fitted for a kasatha. Looks like it's fallen from its hanger, and it seems to somehow have gotten into this desk drawer. Why, you're not exactly sure, because that doesn't look like where it belongs. And Hiroji, when he's looking around, notices that the cabinet seems to have a dent in it that seems to have a little bit of hair in the sort of like in the seam.
Uh-oh. Is there any blood DNA?
There's not enough blood, but it does look like there is like a little bit of just like a little bit of hair from where the dent is.
Like someone's head got smashed into that?
You think that could be the case, looking at it. Meats might know better, or even Mo, if they take a look with their perception.
Hey, detective, take a look at this. Looks like maybe signs of a struggle. I'm no expert, but...
Oh, struggles, that's my favorite. And also, look at these crazy PJs.
That's armor, mates.
It's light armor. I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah. How would Mo know what that is? I'm looking at my skills, and I really don't
just perception.
Have any. Oh, okay.
Perception.
Oops.
Meats gets it.
The number 2.
Meats doesn't even know what a cabinet is. He's like, what am I looking at?
What is this metal box with the weird slidey outies?
And Mo managed to match him. Excellent.
Wow.
And in its own way, do worse. Yes.
There's nothing here, boys.
You know nothing about basic
Dead end.
furniture.
Dead
Dead
end.
end.
Case closed.
We better push. Yeah, case closed. Time to go back to the station.
Cold case. Forget it. Lock it up.
Yeah, for
Do the
those
two of you
listening at
bump
home,
heads?
Probably.
No, they both look, they clunk, and the thing is, here's the best part, they didn't notice.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta take it one day at a time. One day at a time.
So both Meats and Mo have rolled 2s. So everything is going to be fine from here on in. That's great.
Meats and Mo.
What are they trying to perceive now? Because like this, you said there's armor that was in her drawer.
Yeah, so there's obviously a hanger because this armor is, it had like a special hook, and like you actually know this because you guys all wear armor. There's sort of like a special way to, hang up and store armor, and you see where it actually normally hangs, and looks like it was kind of stuffed in this drawer, which is a little odd in itself. Not exactly sure why it was.
I'll take a much closer look at that and examine it.
Okay, you could do perception.
I also want to know how the meat detective has a negative perception as a detective.
Look, sometimes detective work is about punching and not about looking.
Mo can relate to that.
That is good cop and bad cop is what you're looking.
Correct.
That's bad cop and worse cop.
Sidori looks at the stuff, and if it needs punching, he calls me over.
Bad cop, punch cop.
So this armor, does it have like any blood or like anything distinctive, anything in it, any in the pocket possibly, or?
You you get a perception check of 23. There's nothing wrong with the armor, but the way you can see, it looks like it was crumpled up and shoved in this drawer. So you're not exactly sure what happened here, but it looks like this was done deliberately. The armor is in excellent shape. I mean, it's basic Lashunta temp weave. It is fitted for a Kasatha, so you do need 4 arms to use it. Sort of kind of a problem, but otherwise it's in quite good shape. And looking closely, you can actually see this appears to be the university's armor. So it actually has like a university tag on it as well. So it actually belongs to them.
It has a value, Rusty.
Oh, what's the university's mascot?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because that would be on the armor probably.
Jason, what is the university's mascot? Look in the pack worlds, please.
Hold on 1 second. I think...
Is it like a racist kind of caricature of an elf?
Yeah, they don't really like the elves that much, right?
I think they're the fighting mountain eels.
The greenskins. The greenskins.
The Korbarth Mountain Eels. Got it. Of course, their actual dancing mascot is a pixie.
Can I determine, is this her armor? That was...
Yeah, definitely. Okay. It's her armor, yeah.
That seems odd. That's a clue.
Imagining a big, elf mascot suit with, 4-foot-long ears and stuff. Completely exaggerated features.
People in the stands throw fruit.
I was going to try to put the clues... Most putting... Go ahead. Sorry.
So, Jason, were you looking at the computer?
I was going to...
yeah.
I was going to defer to the cops if they were going to do it. But depending on which Jason you're asking.
Oh, right. Both Jeff. I forgot we have 2 Jasons. Either Jason can go look at the computer. Probably the guest Jason, since you guys can't seem to do your job.
Tuttle would be happy to defer to law enforcement. He's not,
I actually
proper protocol.
I mentally telepathy Tuttle and say, maybe you should go take a look over his shoulder because he may not divulge everything to us.
That seems sensible. I am going to kind of peek as best to be unobtrusive and kind of look over his shoulder and see what he sees.
Yeah, but aren't you short? How can you look over my shoulder?
All right, under your armpit.
He's like on your crotch. He's like, excuse me, is this uncomfortable to you as I go under your legs?
He can stand on a chair.
He's just begging for food. Don't worry.
Oh.
No, that's you, Mo.
Yeah, let's take a look at what Solstarni's computer is all about.
You look at the computer, and sure enough, you look at her personal calendar notes, and it seems that she's scheduled on a research sabbatical in approximately 2 months, and it's been approved by her department head, Muhali. and the authorities of True Holy Point on the east coast of Ukalam. However, one of the more recent files in the computer is a letter from Professor Muhali granting Dr. Solstarni leave to depart 2 months early to take advantage of special conditions in the field. And that was signed 2 days ago.
Maybe she isn't missing after all. Maybe she just hoofed it.
And maybe Professor Muhali has been lying to us.
We should, confirm that with,
So, yeah, you do find that's the most relevant piece of information, besides lots of pictures of puppies and kittens and, Spacebook stuff, because everyone's on Spacebook. But, it just seems like she was planning to go on a sabbatical, and Muhali told you that, and it looks like she took off 2 months early, and she has a signed note from Muhali
Do
about
the
this.
pictures of her lunch on Spacebook match the food in the trash?
Wow, that's
detective work.
That's detective work right there. I'm gonna have to roll for that one. That was good. Holy crap! All right, I'm gonna give it to you. You actually
You rolled a 23 perception.
Well, no, that
I
was
rolled an 18 for that.
Yeah, I rolled an 18. I was gonna, if you had to. You actually do flip through her Spacebook, and she was one of those selfie people. And sure enough, it does look like from a few days ago that the office looks sort of similar to what it looked like in one of her selfies.
Like wrecked similar?
Not wrecked similar, but in the sense that, like, where the desk looks like, where the papers are, like they're still in the same position from a few days ago.
But there's no armor, like his armor's hanging up maybe. And
in fact,
no dent.
The armor is hanging up in the picture.
Yeah.
How about that?
It seems odd if she's leaving, she wouldn't take that with her,
Is there camera footage that we could see on campus? Just trying to see where she may have gone on a certain day?
Definitely. That would be downstairs. But before you do that, you also, as you're searching the computer, find, when you're looking at her emails for going backwards from today and going on, and sure enough, the email stopped from 2 days ago, you see a series of messages exchanged between Dr. Solstarni and a person named Irub. And it appears to be these exchanges are fairly cordial, as they were discussing minor areas of interest about research about ancient elven settlements in Ukalam.
Looks like this Irub character might be a person of interest.
Yeah.
What is interesting about it is that this person seemed to be talking to her quite a bit, and there's 15 messages in just a matter of a couple of days.
Was there anything before that?
No, there was actually nothing before. In fact, these are very recent, these messages. And if anyone wants to do a sense motive check, you can try to get an idea of what the tone of these messages were, if it's more of a nuanced item. But
I can do that.
Oh man, I think I'm
25.
kicking you guys out, and we're just going to have Jason and Rob play the adventure panel now.
Well, they're able to roll above a 10. That's a little
I got a
rude. I mean,
2.
that's
You apparently gave them the good dice roller.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I added an extra. It's a Paizo add-on for this D20 Pro thing that just. It's a
Weighted die.
it's a D20, but it only rolls 15 and higher.
God, it's always the
Nice.
case.
I like that.
You went through the messages, and you seem to be distraught a little as you realize that Arab was becoming more and more insistent in trying to meet with the doctor. And in fact, he seemed to want to meet the doctor at somewhere called the Five Arches in Quarbart's Gateway District 2 days ago to appraise several artifacts that he recovered. She, although in her message, refused, saying that she was very busy. And it looks like, from what you could tell after reading these, that it feels like she's very skeptical and was trying to, at first she seemed very excited to meet with him, but she was starting to, give him the blow off and trying to, stop talking to him, and he was becoming more and more insistent to talk to her.
Looks like this fan of hers may have gotten a bit too zealous.
Stalker. We have a stalker situation.
Actually, Jason, could you do that as a pun and also remove your sunglasses or put them on at the last minute?
Yes, of course.
It looks like she was going for a walk in the sun. Something like that.
Yow! Bum, bum, bum.
Well,
we're going to have to catfish this person.
I think we just need to maybe go to the Five Arches and ask around. I been to that gin joint a couple times.
A 2-year-long catfish operation. We'll find her.
Yeah, how far away is this Five Arches? Is that something
that's in the
commonly
Gateway
known?
District. It's like maybe 20 minutes away. It's not that far. But by cab. By space.
Johnny Cab.
Johnny Cab. There
Don't we have a space cop car?
Yeah.
Van?
Space cop car.
Will it fit all of us in the back seat?
Or you could put a paddy wagon. You could put everybody in.
I prefer not to ride in a paddy wagon.
Yeah.
That's
No, like a tactical, cool hover van.
Yeah.
Where you put patties.
Well, we also need to check security cam too to see people.
Let's do that first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually,
on our
even
way out.
before that, I just want to check with the person who signed that note saying that she had permission to leave early. If that was actually maybe that was a forgery, like just confirm that was actually the case.
Yeah,
that
talk to Muhali about that.
Yeah, Muhali, see if she confirms that was because she didn't seem to tell us that before. So
Well, she seemed to think that Solstarni is missing. That's why she called us in here. So if she knew that she was heading out to Ukalam, then
yeah, something doesn't add up.
something don't add up there.
She was lying to us. That's what I'm saying.
Can
So
it be done electronically?
Let's do that first. Let's go. She's like 2 offices away, isn't she?
And I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
she's
did anybody
really
check her bag? Check the bag for any sort of clues? Well, then,
Yeah, they were half-packed.
I'll check the bag.
half-packed
I'll take
luggage
a look
or
at the
something.
bag.
Yeah, there might be something important in the luggage.
Perception check.
Oh yeah, here. Let me get the Mo perception check roll.
The non-Paizo dice give me a 12, so apparently I barely know that it's a suitcase.
Oh, you better let me take a look at that.
Mo rolls a 3.
Rolls a 3.
Mo
Mo
looks in the trash again.
Mo went outside and he's like, is it over here, guys? And you're all like, yeah. You go over there, Mo. You go outside. And Mo doesn't seem to notice. Let's see. Hiroji rolls a 27 because he sees all. You actually don't find anything of interest in the bag, but you do find, like, underneath the bag, a printed version of Irub Proqual's invitation to the 5 Arches, and a little odd that you found that.
It's interesting. It just says it's just an invitation to come to the 5 Arches.
Yeah, it was actually the invitation that was from the computer, and it looks like she printed this out, and it looks like it was deliberately put underneath this bag. It wasn't like it sort of like was didn't just slip there. It looked like someone actually put a heavy bag on top of it.
They hid it.
All
I
right,
wonder if
so
maybe that was her way of trying to tell somebody what happened to her.
Yeah, like she hid it here intentionally, hoping a very perceptive person would see it.
Or a janitor, one of the two.
yeah.
A hero janitor.
Well, we might need it, so we should take it.
Let's take it.
So we're checking the facility, the university security monitors, and then we're going to this place, right?
Oh yeah, and we're confirming that that she was given permission. Or
Oh, so
There's
one of
no-
us needs to talk to Muhali while the rest of you check the monitors. Fine.
I'll talk to Muhali.
Great. I'll go with you in case you need a diplomacy roll. And then everyone else checks the monitors?
Yeah, Mo will watch the monitors for clues.
For the suitcase.
For clues.
Oh, and officers, can we be deputized?
I don't want to give you official deputy status, but you can come along for the ride if you like.
I don't have a gun, but I have a pike.
Whoa.
How are you going to fit that?
Can I have a cop gun? I'd like one.
Do you have several years of training in the academy?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Bluff of 20
maybe
cents.
you
Let me
do.
add.
Bluff of 20.
Sorry, 4. Add 4 to that. That's a 30.
This guy's obviously a sergeant.
He's working undercover.
Oh, so close.
They give him his. He gives him his
That
gun.
was close.
Here, you can have this one.
Fine then, you make a will save.
All right. I'm not going to make that, but
Wow, I want to see where this goes.
18.
Oh, 18!
Oh,
Totally made it.
And I cannot read your thoughts.
Excellent. All right, very good.
That's great.
Here goes my once-a-day detect thoughts.
Oh,
that's
right.
right.
He can detect.
I'll hand him my gun. Here you go, buddy.
Hold on, mates. He doesn't need a gun.
He doesn't?
He's already packing. I can tell.
Oh, well, you're looking in a weird place.
Yeah.
I just want to say I would totally watch a TV show of Detective Meat.
It's plural. It's meats.
Meats.
Detective Meats, even
Meats.
better. That's great.
Yeah, we definitely want to get this roll out of the way. This is Mo's perception check of the security cameras.
Oh my God, Mo is doing it.
Oh my God, he got an 18.
I think the rest of us are going with him.
Yeah, me and the rest of you are going to talk to Muhali just
Right.
to talk.
You all do your perceptions.
Okay, so you go to the cameras and you go to the building security, and sure enough, there's cameras in the hallway and the entrances of the area. You review some of the video logs, and you find something from 2 days ago, and you see a trio of...
The Karasha Lashunta?
How do you pronounce them?
I pronounce it Karasha.
Okay, the Karasha Lashuntas, carrying heavy backpacks and wearing uniforms. They entered the building 2 days ago in the late evening, after all reception personnel had left. And it looks like they took the stairs up, but there's no footage of them on the other floors or of either of them leaving the building. So it looks like these two Lashuntas came in, but they didn't go out.
That sounds fishy. Check the footage. Do some sort of computerific.
Well, Mo, and this never happened before. In fact, Mo has a weird sense that he actually discovered something.
I feel a clue.
Notices that there's inconsistencies in the footage of several floors, and it looks like somebody looped footage of empty hallways.
Oh, fellas, I feel a clue coming on.
Let it go. Breathe.
Okay, so I tell everybody that. Computer guys. Oh, did Tuttle come with us, or is he doing the important
Yeah, I'm with
stuff?
you guys.
Oh, okay. I'm pointing out, oh, look, you can tell the difference between this, I don't know, these frames and the other frames.
Is there any way to retrieve the original footage?
Computers check.
I can help with that.
Mo's work is done.
Good job, Mo.
Arms upraised, he gets away from the computer and takes a bow.
Did Mo figure out the problem? Did he
Yeah.
work? What?
I rolled a 18 perception.
All right.
That was me aiding.
Wow. Tuttle rolls a 24, and Lasco also rolls a 24 in computers. That's his 8.
Well, he said he was aiding, so it's
I know,
26 on Tuttle.
I know. So
Nice.
that is the magic of the Paizo dice. You check the computer footage, and it's been hacked, and it's been erased. Someone actually appears to have hacked the footage and erased those original images and just looped over empty hallways for the 4th floor, which is where Solstarni's office was. And then you also notice the exit was also looped. So strangely that they seem to miss their entrance, which is a little odd, Jason, Mr. In charge of the adventure path. But they did.
Hey, do criminals make mistakes? That's
there
how
you
they get
go.
caught.
You're right. But they did erase the middle and end portion.
I bet they were probably confident in their disguises.
No, that's right. They also seem to have some strange disguises on that if you have a culture check, you might be able to know what those are.
Mo
I'm
does
not great with culture, but I'll give it a shot.
22.
22 is not terrible.
Jeez.
I had that too.
You know that those are the uniforms of the Gateway District's Port Authority, and both of them are wearing those uniforms.
Gateway District is where the Five Archers is.
No, the Korbarth Port Authority it's actually the Port Authority where they conduct trade by land, sea, air, and they also have the magical gates known as the Aedrora or Elf Gates. Those are like the magical teleporting gates throughout Castrovel.
Oh, so that's how you get to like the other islands and stuff.
Yeah, but they're regulated. Like, you actually have to go to the port, get passes or buy tickets, and then they let you use them. And they also, that's how they like move things around the planet. And they're ancient, but you cannot just use them without authority. So that's
someone who is already making a trip there on a sabbatical might have authority to use them.
Perhaps. You do know that they go everywhere around the planet.
These gates make our job difficult sometimes.
Gates, am I right?
Always the gates.
What does Muhali have to say?
You go to Muhali, and she looks at this, and she's like, I have no idea what this is. And she seems to be quite perturbed by it. She's like, I have no recollection of submitting this letter, and I do not remember this. She's just flustered.
Sense motive? Yeah, I was right on that. But I'm not going to beat that, so go. Rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, you have a 27. She's completely telling the truth. Like, she is definitely flustered and visibly upset because she's like, well, yes, she was going on sabbatical in 2 months, but I never let her have,
So this is a forgery then. This is, right? Is it?
She believes so. She's like, if those of you with computer skills maybe could actually research this, as this is not my area of expertise, because this does look like it came from me, but I know for a fact I never
it's all seeming to add up because, actually, I said, well, thank you, and I'll bring this to the group. I'll come find them.
Could you give us all the credentials of your email account so that we can investigate how it came from you? Thanks.
Never give up your password.
Wow. She says, "Oh, don't worry.
That's a 20
diplomacy.
Detectives have all that information if necessary."
All right. So we'll go back to the detectives and point this out, that this does appear like quite obvious that they're trying to make it look to a casual observer that she did actually go on this sabbatical. And to not worry about her being missing because, this explains it. But clearly this is a forgery and they're being misleading. And, with the other evidence, it looks like a total kidnapping to me.
Also, the detectives... Go ahead.
Mo has a look on his face that he's not following what's going on.
Also, detectives, in case you were wondering if, she was lying, I got to tell you, my friend here rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
Natural.
Natural.
I like the natural 20s.
Yeah, that's never happened on this show, ever.
No, it never happened to us.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So, I don't know. I guess maybe the next step is to go to the this Five Arches places and see what's going on over there.
Am I the only one expecting McDonald's?
Yeah, what is the Five Arches?
It's McDonald's for Kasathas because they got the extra arms.
Do they have the Szechuan sauce?
The Five Arches... Well, you could do a culture check. Actually, you can look it up. You look it up on Castrovel's Infosphere, and you can see it's located off a beaten path in the Gateway District, near the east end of the city. According to the advertisements, the Five Arches is a, quote, cafe dedicated to serving discerning palates of a dozen worlds, unquote. According to online reviews, it's an eclectic dive with wildly variable food and drink quality, combined with bizarre food pairings for the daily specials. Overall, the reputation suggests it's not a place for the right-thinking individuals would frequent willingly. So, Moe's type of place.
Yeah, sounds like our...
Yeah.
Oh, do we have a picture, or any sort of picture of this IREB guy, or just...
No.
How about the girl?
Oh yeah, that you have tons of pictures of.
And can we pull an image of the guys who came in on the video footage?
Yeah, definitely. Yep, they're definitely, they seem to know where the cameras were, and they definitely were kind of like hiding their faces, and they had caps on, but you can tell, they have the antenna and everything. So,
Steven, I'd like to use my bounty hunter power thing to basically make this IRUB my mark.
Whoa. IRUB.
All right. Nice.
And what does that do?
He dies today.
If
IRUB, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
If I do, it reduces DC of culture and checks to recall knowledge about him. If I know anything.
Yes. Because you're probably the only operative in history to not choose Ghost.
Well, this is my theme.
Oh, I know. That was more of a joke, only because technically you changed the +4 from sneak attack to a +1, so now maybe someone will choose something other than
I was
Ghost.
the first one to pick Ghost.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I do want to see if I know this guy or heard of him.
Sure.
But the culture check on my computer on my thing here is not right.
Oh, you could just roll the die and then just tell me what number you get. That's fine. 18
So
he rolls.
that's a 28 total.
Oh, man. Again, nothing under than 14, I think, is the lowest thing you've rolled so far. What do you want to find out exactly on him?
I have his name. I'm a cop. Is he in the database, I guess?
Criminal record.
Do I have a full name or just one name?
Oh, his name.
Known troublemaker.
Known associates, last haunt, all that
Alias.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Bad wedding.
Ira
Scars.
Paqual is his last name. You do some search on him, and it's odd. He's not in any of your systems. So you do a little bit of search on him on the infosphere. You find a series of articles about elven ruins that he's published over the last 6 years, but your detective skills have gone off. You can tell that this is definitely not necessarily a forgery, but it looks like that these are completely inconsistent and probably fiction, total fiction. Like, this guy just magically appeared recently and suddenly has 6 years of articles that have really bad spelling mistakes, inconsistencies, citing articles and Wikipedias that don't exist, things like that.
Looks like we got ourselves another figment.
Let's try to catch this figment.
Tuttle chambers his pistol and says, someone posing as an academic who's not really one. He's gonna die.
That's what sets off Tuttle.
Sorry, forged academic credentials are big on Tuttles.
It took 20 plus episodes, but finally something set off Tuttle.
Yeah, finally.
And the misspellings, of course.
Well, that gets everybody angry.
We know your button now.
To be precise, didn't you misspell the word cheddar? But no, never mind.
So we're going to Five Arches. Yeah?
Yeah, hop in our police escort vehicle.
Escort van.
Did we do everything? I would just make sure we did everything.
Actually, this is an alternate reality where cheddar is spelled differently. I don't know.
That's true.
The Lashunta have a German police car.
It's a different kind of cheese.
Yeah, let's go to Five Arches. Get some hamburgers.
Hey, I noticed in our virtual desktop that suddenly we've arrived in a new encounter zone.
You are at the Five Arches. The Five Arches is readily apparent from the street, thanks to its glaring neon sign suggestive of the numerous portals in the district. A riot of different world souvenirs plasters the interior walls. Oh, wait, you didn't get there yet. So, yes, you notice the Five Arches. I hate when you do that, Jason. I hate when you put the outside description and the inside description in the same paragraph. At least make a paragraph break.
Yeah, Jason, you suck.
Yeah,
I didn't develop this adventure, okay?
Yeah, you're only following orders. I get it.
This actually is fun. I want Jason on all the adventure paths, so as I play them, I can yell at him. This is fun.
You son of a bitch.
Starting with number 5 in Dead Sons, you can yell at me.
Okay,
All
that's true.
I
No, but
can't wait.
it is fun. It's like that is something that does bother me. It's like, it's not just you, but it's like when they have the description and there's actually a break, and at least do a paragraph break. It's like, I hate when they do that, but it's fine.
Whatever you do, don't tell the players that they're now looking at the boss.
Exactly. Right. It's sometimes they says it's like this, and this. You're like, oh crap, I read the wrong thing. Damn it.
We're going to be inside in 2 seconds.
Another clue.
That's true. So yes, you come with sort of garish. It's quite large, and you're here. Ta-da!
All right, let's head on in.
Pushes his way through the front door.
I want to squeeze in with Mo to comically clog up the door.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. You guys are both like, and you're both so big, and you just sort of like stop.
Why don't we go in? It doesn't work.
These doors are broken. Shit. We gotta blow a hole in it.
We must push harder.
Do you need a warrant for that? Or
Warrant? What?
Oh, I take care of all the paperwork.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what those things are. Paper.
can you punch a warrant?
I can punch a warrant. I've done it before.
All right, so you guys go
you once got into a fight with the band Warrant, didn't you?
They have a long-standing feud with Warrant, the band.
Is this Rob the player or the character? I can't tell which.
It's
which
tough.
you're talking about.
The lines blur.
So you get into the Five Arches. There appears to be a riot of different worlds. Souvenir plasters the interior walls, and each table, booth, and bench bears the name of one of the Pack World's planets or habitable moons.
Oh, God, this is TGI Friday, isn't it? This is a friendly for everyone bar.
Oh, I love fribbles. I'm going to get me a fribble.
Well, you actually look at the board, and today's special is the Triax Surprise.
Yeah.
That's just dragon shit.
That's the surprise.
Yeah.
So anyhow, it's early evening, and there's a lot of people here, mostly single people, nursing drinks, having some food, a couple of couples, a good dozen people or so, and lively bar and restaurant, and nothing crazy going on here.
I'll walk in and see if we can see anyone we recognize.
Well, that's true. We do have two detectives with you.
Yeah.
Well,
the
would
fuzz.
that be to do a recognition? Because that's sort of like a memory thing. I guess we can. The old catch-all of perception just does everything.
Good job, Meat.
Are drones welcome in this establishment?
Droids?
Droids, they're now welcome. The little thing goes off.
Meats rolled 18 for perception.
Wow. Lasco once again rolls a 14.
I do not roll this well with actual dice. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
That is verified.
26.
I'm putting a camera on you at PaizoCon because I think there's some cheating going on.
Yeah.
All I know is I want to play with Jason as a PC. I want him in my party because he is rolling like fire.
Not
Nope.
not when I have actual d20s.
Nope. It's gonna. Yeah. Nope. Do not wish for that. It will come true, and then you will be in trouble.
That's okay.
He can't roll worse than Bob. That's for sure.
That's true.
That's all very.
I roll very well.
That's what we got to see in the at PaizoCon. We'll have a shitty roll off.
I don't know.
That's actually a good idea.
That actually was a good idea, but I roll very well.
The worst roller.
See, I'd bet on that, but then I'd lose. This is how bad I roll.
But then, so Jason would bet on that, then he would lose. And I think it's like when you put buttered bread on the back of a cat and then drop
and it floats in the air.
And
of
it
course,
floats,
right?
You would both try and outfail each other in the grand scheme of fate.
Well, we have to do this.
So it would be the end of Inception. The die would just keep spinning forever.
And then wink out of existence.
So wait a minute. We actually passed up the person we probably need to talk to, the Keskadai, the guy at the front desk.
Oh, that was just that was just the host that was going to take your coats and let you in. If you have any coat, that's just a coat
my
check,
coats are
girl.
Loaded with grenades. So no.
Yeah, we're bringing our coats in.
Keskadai is a guy with like 15 flares all over him. Just ignore him.
Yeah. So who looks like they might be in charge? Like, it's got to be a manager.
Bartender.
Yeah.
Bartender, female android.
Chris, who would be in charge in a place like this?
Manager somewhere.
Manager, yeah.
But I say we just sort of mingle. Don't look too.
Should I use my
Here,
intimidate?
I'm gonna go talk to this girl.
Wow, that's bold.
Party of 7. Would you like low gravity or regular gravity?
Hey, you come here often?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, this looks like the type of place you can just grab your own table. There's not like hostess like seating you, but there are waitresses, things like that. Since there's so many of you, 6 of you, I probably don't want to do each individual. So sort of give me like a group idea of what you want to do. Otherwise, this will take all night because the bar is filled with patrons, and this could be a 3-session adventure alone if we want.
Yeah, we don't want to talk to the patrons. Probably we want to talk to the. I would guess unless someone disagrees
managers.
with me.
You're right.
Yeah, managers. That's pretty much it. Just if we talk to a bartender, we say, "Could we talk to the manager?"
I talk to her and say, "What's your sign? What's your species?"
Great.
Iomade.
She's actually dwarf, believe it or not.
Oh, really? That's a dwarf.
Oh, sorry, that's a halfling. Sorry.
You pervert.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
pronounced Iomade? I've been pronouncing Iomide for like 5 years.
That's how I do it. Jason,
Oh, wait.
what's the ruling?
Rob is right.
Wait,
Yes.
Iomade?
In
Really?
your face, other
God
Robert.
damn it.
Yeah.
no, I know it's fact because Jason Bowman also pronounces it that way.
Suck it, other guy with the same name as me.
Yeah. I need a website where you just put pronunciations of every single character in Galarian, including a pronunciation of Galarian.
You just wing it. You just go with it. You know?
Please, that's Golarion.
God damn it.
Exactly.
Well, what about Yusoki? How's that pronounced? Because
Yusoki.
that one's heard a lot of different ways too.
Yusoki, you got it.
Because I know in the beginning people didn't know how to pronounce it when it first.
That's pronounced mouse.
Pathfinder Wiki actually has a fair number of pronunciations. Like if you go to the Iomade page, you'll see.
Yeah, I will say this, and this is like the one time I'm going to bring this up. Not that I play a lot of 5e competitor, but they do have in the front of their adventure paths or their adventures entire page filled with how to pronounce all the character names, which is pretty freaking fantastic, by the way.
And, yeah, okay. But nobody reads those. So
I do.
the pronunciation page, I mean.
I do.
It's your adventure. You pronounce it however you want.
Exactly.
Everything
I am
is
a
called
human.
Bob from now on.
It's pronounced Bob. All right.
Boob? You got it, boob.
Yeah. I'll answer that.
All right, so we're just going to talk to the staff.
Management. Yes.
Yeah, show her the pictures of the chick that we're looking for.
Sure. She sort of recognizes the local police and recognizes like a large group coming into this establishment. She sort of like, winks over to you guys and she's like, "What can I do for you officers?"
I'll buy everyone who came in here with us a drink, a beer, or whatever, and then I'll be like, "We're looking for a few people. This I'm Detective Lasco. This is my partner. I can never remember your last name, Rob.
It's on the chat.
Meets.
No, not
This is
detective.
Detective Nahaku. We're looking for a few persons of interest." And I show her the picture of Solstarni. Have you seen this woman?
Let me see if I can soften this up. Hi, these officers are some great guys, and I'm really hoping that you could maybe help them out because it turns out a very close friend of ours is missing, and we'd really like to find him. Anything you can do would be helpful. Sorry, diplomacy.
Find her.
Somebody roll some dice.
Diplomacy of 29.
Bazam.
She's like, sure, fellas.
Boom.
Let me take a look at that picture there. We're always here to be on the lookout. And by the way, some of these other characters who are here seem to be hiding their faces, as the detectives know that this establishment does have some kind of low-level criminals and gang members that frequent this establishment, but they're literally here just to eat. So they're not in the mood for any...
It looks like there's entertainment here, too. There's a nice stage over there.
Yeah. So
Mo's going to crack his knuckles and eye them suspiciously.
you take a look. She looks at the pictures, and she's like... I don't. Wait, which pictures are you showing him? By the way, showing her. By the way,
We're showing her the picture of Solstarni first.
She looks at that picture and she's like, "Sorry, I haven't seen her. I would have definitely recognized her. Sorry about that."
Have you seen anybody in here in the Port Authority jumpsuits?
Yeah. Can we show a picture of those three guys?
2 guys.
Oh, I thought it was 3. Okay.
She looks at them and she sort of looks at the pictures and she's like, "Well, we do got people from the Port Authority here, so it's not something out of the ordinary. Let me take a closer look at that." 6 and a 3. No, sorry, I don't really remember what those 2 look like. If I did, I would have let you know, but sorry about that.
What do you know about the name Irub Paqual?
Can't say I've ever heard that name before. That seems like something I will remember. Is he associated with some gang or low-level criminal group I should be aware of?
Maybe an academic, actually.
We don't get a lot of them types over here, I'll tell you that much. No, definitely not. Never heard that name before. Sorry, I haven't been much help. Here, drinks are on the house.
Maybe I'm going to sense her motive. 20 total.
Wow, that's your lowest roll tonight. Now
it's going to get worse from here.
I know. Let me do a roll. Yeah, she definitely... when she's an android, and androids aren't that great, like, they're kind of emotionless anyhow, but you're pretty good at figuring out that looks like she's telling the truth. And quite frankly, this sort of establishment would have a lot of these type of people, so they would have to be kind of standoutish to, well, stand out.
Well, you tried the good cop, and maybe it's time for the bad cop.
Yeah. Do I recognize any of these? I mean, you said there's just...
Let's scan the room for scumbags.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, sure. You could do a perception. In the meantime, she brings over drinks, and everyone gets a daily special. It seems to be a unidentified avian, I'll call it, smothered in fig-like fruit compost and served alongside a mashed bitter tuber from Triaxis.
This is complimentary?
It's complimentary.
Oh, yeah, free food.
Oh, okay.
I hand mine to Mo.
That is the Triaxis surprise.
I'll eat mine at the bar over here.
Yeah, we're eating away.
Is there any way... This is a mechanical question. Is there any way to do a group sense motive to honestly, take a feel of the crowd?
You probably could, because you're an envoy. I'd say you
Right.
could. I don't know if anyone else would be able to, but...
Yeah, read the room.
Yeah, you can read the room. I'd say anyone can do it, but you are trained for this. You want to know it, the way you act, but I'd say you are.
Well, here's another kind of basic question. Are there any elves in here?
Whoa.
Amongst the customers?
No. There might be on the pictures, because I kind of just grabbed a whole bunch, but there are no elves here.
I'm going to add D6 to this in a second. Hold on.
Okay.
So 25 sense motive.
25. What are you trying to sense?
I'm trying to get a feel for the room, particularly a feel for if there are hostile intentions directly towards us.
Yeah, there's definitely a vibe of it definitely got a little quieter when you guys entered. But again, you just came in with everyone knows they're cops. And there's a lot of you, and most of these people are one or two at most. It's not like there's a big gang or there's a birthday party going on here. So they're definitely keeping to themselves. And if anything, they seem to be intimidated by you guys. It's not hostile. It's more like they just want to be left alone and drink their drinks and eat their food. That's all.
Do Detective Lasco or I recognize anybody?
Yeah, so you guys got a fantastic. Meats gets a 19. Lasco gets a 22, of course. Rusty gets a 13 perception. So you guys look around. You definitely notice a couple of guys here that you've seen before in mug shot books. But one thing that does sort of pique your interest is you notice a Quarbarth that you've seen before, that you have encountered in the past, and you know that he sort of does odd jobs like smuggling and forgeries and so forth. And
do we know his name?
Yeah, you actually... Well, let's see. What type of check would that be?
Could they pull it up on their data pad? Be like, wait
yeah, can we look at his face and scan his face and get a prior report?
Yeah, I guess so. It's one of those I try not to do that too much, but we'll say it's fine. That's the only problem with Starfinder. It makes all those rolls kind of getting a 20 automatically. Do a quick search, and sure enough, his name comes up as Twanis End, and sure enough, he is a small-time smuggler forger that you've known in the past. That's about it. The other ones you also know, but most of these guys don't fit the bill. Like some of them do like petty theft. Some of them are like cat burglars. You know, like of all of the people here, he's the only one that kind of fits the description of what you're looking for.
And which guy is that in the room?
He's right here. He's the only guy with a gun. Actually, no, that's not true. There's a
The
couple
guy
with
in the
guns.
yellow outline I made for you.
Yeah, I'll telepathically sort of, talk to Meats about this. Look who it is.
Well, if it isn't old Tawanis Ent.
Let's go have a word with him.
Let's sit at his table, like, right opposite each side. Like,
Let him down. I'm actually gonna. A couple of you guys are by the front door. I'm gonna go.
I sit down, I'm like, is this seat taken? And immediately he start eating his french fries.
Nice.
I'm gonna hang out by this door in case anyone makes a run for it.
Eat his French fries.
You like french fries? There, Tawanis, you like these fries in this joint?
We got good fries here, I hear.
They're delicious. Why don't you have one?
A big Kahuna burger.
Those Hawaiian burgers are tasty.
Tawanis looks up at you and's like, guys, I'm just eating here. I'm not looking
it looks
for
like you lost
any
your appetite.
trouble." Oh, no, not at all. Look, I'm just making a buck, just trying to survive. What are you harassing me here for? I'm here to help you. No, you're way off. Oh, you're way off. How can I help you today, officers?
That's the kind of thing I like to hear, Tawanis.
Sure,
You can't help us.
Sure. I'm not looking for any trouble, and yeah, sure, have all those fries. In fact, I'm full. I couldn't eat another thing. Go right ahead.
Well, it's well known giving free food to cops is legal.
No, it's not. You're allowed to give them drinks, but you can't give them food.
I used to do it all the time.
Yeah, tell that to every restaurant in America.
I used to
Well,
do it all
they
the time.
do.
I wanted
Yeah.
my dining room because I was so much trouble that late at night.
Tawanis, I know you're here to help. We're just looking for someone who maybe got themselves missing. Can you help?
He looks around and you see like a bead of sweat sort of like going down his forehead, as you know that he's definitely up to something. And he's looking around trying to see if there's
Enjoy that
out of there.
roll.
Oh, damn it. Another 20. Natural 20 for 29 intimidate.
Wow. You guys.
Well, I'll assist. I want to push it over 30.
Oh,
Ha! There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that assist.
You're not even there. You're like in the bottom right corner.
Oh,
he just
okay.
glares. He just glares
I
at
glare.
No, that's Bob. Bob glares.
Bob.
Rusty glares.
Sure.
Meat is so into. He's 20 for 29, 31. He's like, and
His muscles have muscles.
Lasco gets up 30. You guys, okay? He gives up. It's like you win. You won Dungeons and Dragons. Congratulations.
And he has
We did it, Rob. We finally
did it.
won.
We finally won. After all
Yes,
these years.
you never have to play again.
Sell my books.
He's like, look, guys. He sort of says it in a hush. Actually, he's a shunta. He tells you telepathy.
There you go. That's all. Let's touch
Telepathy.
antennas.
And the antennas. He's like, look, guys, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I know why you're here. I just need you to guarantee my safety, and I'll tell you anything I want. That's all I ask.
We'll keep telepathically.
Yeah, we'll keep you safe, Tawanis.
Oh, that's great.
He says, yeah, I know you guys are good for it. You guys you're good fellas. You're good guys. So let me tell you, all I know is that I was helping out some male Lashunta named Ira Perqual secure travel documents for 15 individuals, permitting them to use the local ports to reach Torhall Point. Most of those visas, of course, were counterfeit. Three of them used fake IDs for the Port Authority employees to help move the equipment, although we had to make some minor adjustments to the legitimate academic visa so that Parqual and his ill Kasatha colleague could make it out through the elf gate. I had some doubts about who this guy was, and I feel like he was using an alias to avoid suspicion. But ultimately, his money was good, and well, anyhow, I do know that he was shipping a considerable number of firearms and heavy gear, and noticeably a Sheeran eye rifle and a sizable comm unit that was disassembled into 3 bulky pieces. We also had to secure several special permits for transporting fungal spores. It was quite a big job, I tell you. They really had quite an expedition going out there.
Man, he seriously spilled his guts.
Yeah, he sung like a canary.
We rolled a 29 and a 30, so I think
He's telling us about lies he told his teacher in school. I mean,
guys, you rolled a 29, a 28, and a 30 intimidate. He's probably giving you his school money now, too.
I'll take the school money.
So he's like, that's all I know. That's all the information I know. Again, it was 15 individuals. We helped them get some passes to Trujula Point, and we made some counterfeit IDs, 3 fake IDs for Port Authority employees. We got them some uniforms. We got them special permits for all their gear, and I do remember that there was one academic with them, this Kasatha woman who was looked really sick.
Tornus. You might have to let you off with a warning this time, of course, because you helped us out. But we're going to keep our eye on you.
I order him an extra plate of fries.
He's like, oh yeah, don't worry. Again, I didn't really want anything bad to happen. I didn't really think it was much harm into securing transport to across the continent. I mean, who wants to go over there anyhow? It's just a crazy wilderness. I mean, what's the harm?
What's the name of the destination again?
The name they want to go to was Trujula Point.
Thank you.
That's where the pyramid people are.
Trujula Point actually there's not many places where the gates go, and Trujula Point is on the edge of Ukalam, like the Ukalam Peninsula. It's mostly completely overrun with jungle and forest, but the edges do have some outposts, and that's one of the outposts. And obviously, it's like, well, what's the big deal? He's securing travel permits to Ukalam, which no one goes to anyhow. Like, who cares? So he didn't think it was that big a deal.
Yeah, I'm going to say, Tornus, you got to promise me one thing, though. Next time you get a job this big, you come to me or Meats first. We'll make sure you're safe, and we'll maybe get you a bit of a reward next time, so we can stop this before it happens.
Be a man on the inside. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, of course. I really didn't think anything of it. It just seemed like some wackos wanted to go on a crazy adventure safari. I really didn't think I'd be involved with cops and something like this.
Yeah, let's all just help the wackos. That's a great idea.
Oh, well, yeah. What are they going to do? Ukalam? They're going to get eaten alive. You know what that place is like.
It's a mess over there. I'm never going there.
Yeah, you have to be crazy to go over there.
Jungle.
Yeah, it's a jungle.
It makes me sweaty. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Bugs.
I mean, there's bugs, diseases, horrible ways to die. There, you get trampled. Man, no one goes there. That's a one-way ticket to death.
No one in their right mind would go there.
Never.
Don't forget the monkey
bats. Not going to
bats.
happen. And the monkey bats. Oh, the monkey bats with the diseases.
Don't even start with the monkey bats.
But there's good hunting over there. Can't wait.
Can Tornus give us like a description, a physical description of Irub?
Sure.
Good
Sure.
idea.
Besides Lashunta?
He's got these 2 antennas on top of his head. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a Lashunta. He had this sort of kind of crazy look to him. One thing about him, he had long hair. It was half white, half green, a little bit of red inside. He was wearing this armor that was kind of bizarre. It had like skulls and spikes across it. It looked like he was in some punk rock band or something. Couldn't tell if he was going out for a costume or he was really into death metal.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, and the vibe I was getting off of him is you did not want to mess with this guy. Again, I deal with crazies all day, and I really didn't enjoy talking to him.
All right, I'll let our so-called deputies in on this.
All right.
Seems like it's all coming into focus now. I'm guessing. I mean,
Well, we got a target and a destination.
yeah. I mean, they needed her expertise, so they kidnapped her. To just something out there. We gotta follow the trail.
And unfortunately, that's beyond our jurisdiction.
I understand. By the way, have you ever actually made an arrest that stuck? I'm just curious.
Rusty. Hey, Rusty.
Hey, that's a sore point with these guys. Be careful with that, Rust.
Sorry.
Well, we could make it one starting right now.
Right.
Oh!
You look into his background, I think you're gonna find something very
Perfectly clean record.
Uh-huh.
You'll find nothing on me.
Yeah, lots
Nothing,
of failed
Copper.
bluffs. Lots of failed bluffs.
I bet
That's a felony. Failed bluffs.
Yes, it is, actually.
That was a mighty fine piece of detective work, gentlemen. We're gonna follow this lead into the jungle.
just doing our job.
Right. Is there anything we can do? If you're taking a powder on this, is there something we can do to make it good for you while we're heading that way?
Maybe buy you a drink.
Well, you bring Solstarni back.
Just
Okay.
justice. We just need to serve up justice.
That's what keeps you up at night, huh?
Serving justice hot and steamy. That's what we do.
And Rusty here will discuss any possible rewards with you.
Yeah, we think if this leads to, some justice, you guys should get a reward. And, because you're our friends.
Appreciate that.
They actually can help you. The detectives can help you follow them and get the passes to Ukalam, and the visas are extremely hard to get, but the police can secure visas for you.
My ex-wife works over at City Hall, but we're still on good mood.
Police/travel agent. Excellent.
I also got a Groupon to go there, so if you want, you can have it.
Great.
Yeah, you should use that Groupon. It expires soon.
Excellent. I like that.
Long arm of the law. Nice. In action.
Yeah, between the fact that they're extremely hard to get, they're also extremely expensive. I think it's like 10,000 credits to get 4 passes. So
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, we want to make these coppers happy. These guys are good to have in a tight corner. These are good men to have.
Well, we'll bring her back alive.
That's what I like to hear.
dead or alive? I mean, alive.
Alive.
Definitely alive.
Before you guys head out over to Ukalam, I have something you might be able to use. Steven, this is when I give him the thing.
Yes,
Give
give him the
me the thing.
Give me the thing. Give me the thing. Give me the money. Give me the money.
Something in the trunk of my car. Just come on. We'll just, I'll go get it.
Ah, good.
I already want this thing.
Should we follow you out there?
I think it's monkey
Yeah.
bat repellent, but
Yeah, let's do it.
Not going to give it away.
Let's do it in the parking lot. They want to do it in here.
Sounds good.
Okay, yeah, go, Jason. You can do it. I'll send the picture to everyone so they can see it.
So, we all know Ukalam's a dangerous place, and only crazy people and fools out of their minds would end up going there. But so you're going to need a little help heading out there. And I've got this prototype object that my cousin, who works at the labs over at Kabarat Tech, has been working on. It should maybe keep you alive, hopefully.
All right, cool.
And then from the trunk, I pull out this half. It's kind of like a jar, kind of like a cage, and inside it is this mechanical spider thing.
Excellent.
Ah,
Mechanical spider.
Tuttle, take a look at this.
Oh.
It's right up your alley.
The body is basically only like the size of a kitten, so it's not like super big. It's actually small. In game terms, the whole thing is diminutive. And Detective Laska lets you know this actually will help stitch up your wounds. It's called a stitch spider.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that is cool. Yeah, it's like so it's like a 6-legged. Oh, actually, no, 6'10" something legged.
Little medical drone type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one that tortured Leia. This looks horrible. No, this actually looks
It looks
very
menacing,
useful.
but it's got healingness.
It'll scare you. It'll scare you.
Its bedside manner leaves something to be desired.
It also looks like it has some cameras on it. Could it possibly be also filming us? Maybe. I hope.
That's just its eye.
We'll call it. We'll go with
season
that for
two
now.
of season 2 of the reality show.
We'll go with that for now. We'll call it its eye. Okay.
Rusty, did we ever get compensated for our show?
No, never.
No, we signed away our rights.
Oh, man.
But
Send away
Mo
your rights
smiles
to the
whenever
Starfinder
he-
Society.
the eye
They're
is
getting
on
all
him.
they're getting all the money.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys had
Just
no
to-
agents.
Just so you know, and this you'll be helping me out and my cousin out a little bit too, because when you get back here, if you want to report any defects or side effects from using this thing, you just let us know.
Yep, Mo will definitely let you know.
Oh yeah. Does this roll 2d4 for healing, or is it the standard d8 for healing?
Do you want to tell them all the stats?
Yeah,
Steven?
that's my pet peeve.
Mo, for you, it rolls a 1d.
Yeah, will it be a 1 or a 2 for the healing?
You flip a coin for your.
So, sure enough, you take a look at this. It's a bulbous body. It's about the size of your fist, and it has 8 long spider spindle legs. And you can see that it will be able to heal your wounds. And when you turn it on and put it on your body, it will actually walk on your body, seeking out your most grievous injury, and then starts repairing the damage and knitting you up.
Wow,
And
that
it
is
restores 2d8 hit points, but it takes about a minute, and it consumes some of its charges. We'll get to that later, like how many charges it has and how much it gets used. In addition, it also injects you with some experimental serums that gives you a bonus to your saving throws against diseases and poisons for approximately the next hour. So its, quote, healing venom will heal you and course through your veins. So there is a small side effect of the venom, however. Not everyone can take to the venom. And you might have to roll a fortitude save to make sure, like, there's no weird side effects, like, gigantism or patches of hair or heightened senses, not being able to talk. Don't worry about that. Don't do that. That's only going to happen once in a while. So,
Good to know.
I feel a little bad about the whole void death disease stuff, so I wanted to give you guys a little healing boost.
Oh, right. Yeah.
why were you responsible for that?
I may have been responsible for the afflictions part of this core rule book a bit. I didn't.
God, go get him, Bob.
Oh no, that's fine. I enjoyed dying a lot.
How do we drive this thing? Is it?
So this thing is
can
small and it fits on your body.
But can you run it in combat, or does it have to be non-combat? Does
It
it
takes
have
a
to?
minute.
Do
It
you
takes a
need?
min-
Do
it
you
takes a
need
minute.
skills to use it?
No, you don't need skills. You basically just take it, you put it on your body. It will roll over your body looking for your worst. It kind of will crawl all over you, nastily crawling over you. Definitely does not have good bedside manner. It will find your injuries and stitch them up. It takes at least a minute, so you can't use it in combat.
The joys of pointy clicking, machine whirring healing.
I like it.
There's
Thank
probably
you.
some drill noises too.
It sounds nothing like a dentist drill or the Cavatron. Nothing at all.
Yeah, Rusty, he has a good name for this. SPDR.
Spider.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because we have a robot called Cheddar, and it's CHDD.
So Jason made this just for you guys.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
This is
Very
cool.
nice.
No guarantee that it's
what we
balanced.
need.
We'll figure it
That's
out.
all right.
We'll play
Don't
Tetris.
worry, we have a goblin. We have a goblin
Yeah.
hybrid cheddar.
That'll be 6% goblin.
Oh, right. Then we have that. We have the loot box of wonder.
Oh, I still have mine.
and
Oh, no,
you still
did
have
I-
yours.
I
You
still have
have
mine,
yours.
yeah.
We have a stitch spider. This is nothing but unbalanced.
This is
These
cool.
guys are all over the place.
And
You're
you got the
gonna
goblin
need it.
grenades too.
And we have the goblin grenades, which actually I invented. That was me. So,
Nice.
but I wanted to get in on the fun. So, but yeah, this is great, and I love the picture. That's like one of your friends, right?
Yeah, that's Andrew DeFelice. Rob knows him.
I went to college with that man, so yeah, he is one of the really good artists that we've used just on our Pantheon stuff. But he's a very accomplished illustrator.
Well, tell him thank you. That we appreciate. You probably did it at a real short notice.
Yeah, he
too,
did.
right?
He actually managed to bang. He did my character sketch too. If you can see it on the Roll20, the D20.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'll put it up
thank
a
you.
little bit bigger. But there's this thing is I think Jason wanted to come up with something that heals you in a creepy way, and I think he succeeded.
Excellent.
Very good. Love it.
All right, guys,
Well,
thank you so much for
thanks.
joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks
Well,
for joining.
thanks for having us.
Loved it. Fun.
Hey everybody, Steve here. Hope you guys enjoyed that little adventure. And you guys like what you heard from Jason and Rob, because they are joining us for Starfinder Society, at least the very first episode. Hopefully they can join us for the few more after that, but they're making some new characters, and we're going to be starting that. Well, next week is our first episode, and then a few weeks later I will publish it. And I don't even know which adventure we're going to be doing. I guess we're all going to find out together. So before we do the Paizo contest, I wanted to talk about some GM tips and tricks. And this week, I'm talking about NPCs and having people play them. So I have to tell you, I have done this a few times in the past, but this has been really eye-opening. Usually, you think about it, you have player characters who, quite frankly, as a GM, I feel I have complete control over at all times. They might not think that, but they really don't have any control. If you're a good GM, you can make sure that they kind of go anywhere, do whatever you need them to do, because you shape the world. And yeah, they can get in trouble if they really go off the beaten path, but more or less you control what's going on. However, if you get people playing NPCs, things can get really weird, because an NPC is like a junior GM. They have kind of the power you have, and since you're not controlling them, they might have the story go in directions that you didn't expect, and then you quickly have to change things up. So for this is a perfect example. In the original adventure path, there is one detective, and the detective doesn't even have a name, and he is supposed to help out the PCs. So for this, I just expanded it. I made 2 detectives, I had them partners, and they kind of took it from there. How I start this is I will tell them the background, what's going on in the adventure. I kind of give them some general ideas of where I want them to go, and I give them sort of a loose script, but then they sort of pick up the rest and they sort of have to end up where I want them to end up. So I sort of give them a beginning, middle, and end, and then they take care of the rest. And one advantage of playing online is sometimes they do chat with me in the background, so they kind of ask me questions that I can answer. But other than that, things just happen. Perfect example is when John was on the show, a couple episodes ago, and he made Cheddar Mark III, which is, part goblin, part droid. I didn't expect that. That just sort of magically happened. This episode, that whole thing at the end with the bar, that was supposed to be a big fight, but they decided to sort of intimidate and shake this guy down and had some amazing rolls, so that's what happened instead. And, it made for a fun adventure. So I just sort of lean into it. I will say as a GM, the best part about this is that it keeps you on your toes. And for the first time ever, one of the kind of boring parts about being a GM sometimes is that you always know more or less where things are going to go. But this is the first time that I actually have no idea. I'm almost like a player because I'm trying to guide the adventure, but the NPCs can make up new things, and I quickly have to start changing the adventure to follow suit and hopefully mold things in such a way that it won't break everything. So if you are a GM who really wants to shake things up and even challenge yourself, I strongly recommend you find some friends, have them play an NPC. In this case, I actually had these guys make characters, make the actual detectives. They were the appropriate level and had the appropriate equipment and all of that. You can do that. You can have them play someone who exists. You can make the NPCs for your players, and then they can play them. It's really up to you how detailed you want them. Or you can just sort of throw them in, Like when John played the goblins, I just gave him some goblins, and he did the rest. He gave them names, he gave them a background, he made them do things, he had them like rebuild cheddar, that was all him. I had nothing to do with that. And in this case, same thing. Sort of the way the detective work happened and occurred, they just sort of went with the flow, and that was it. I strongly recommend you guys try this. It's just a lot of fun, and I'm going to do this a lot more in the future. So next up, we have our $100 Amazon giveaway. All you need to do is review the show on Facebook or iTunes or Stitcher, and then submit your name to us at contest@rollforcombat.com. I don't think we got a single entry last week. So if you haven't done this yet, I strongly recommend you do it, because there's a good chance your name can be called, and then you just get a $100 Amazon gift card. That's it. So this week's winner is Bizird, Bizierd. He gave a review on Stitcher. So write us, contact me, and you too will win your $100 gift card. As for the PaizoCon contest, again, every week I ask a question. Just keep track of all those questions, and then you too can win a free trip. Once again, a few notes. You have to be over 18. You have to live in the continental U.S., and then you're going to have to enter and get all these answers correct from episode 25 to this one. So this week's question is, what were the 3 intimidate rolls that they made in the bar? I need to know who made them and what their numbers were. So in the bar, they made 3 intimidate rolls. They were very good. Tell me what they were and who is associated with each one. Very soon, within a week or 2 at most, I will finally have you enter, give us all that information, enter the contest, and then we're going to draw by the end of April. One thing else is that you have to join the Discord to be qualified. To join the Discord, all you need to do is go to discord.rollforcombat.com, and that's it, and you've joined. What is Discord, you may ask? Well, it's kind of like an online chat board, sort of a mixture of lots of social media. The other thing nice about it is that we put on all the images from all the shows, so you can actually follow along with the podcast. You can actually see the same maps, see the same pictures, and we put on stats and other blocks of information to help you follow along. So definitely check that out. And finally, if any of you guys have any questions about the Starfinder Society content that's coming, feel free to hit me up in Discord and ask me. But once again, we're planning on doing this every 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to be running new characters specifically built for Starfinder Society. We are going to be running the main campaign of Scoured Stars, which is the big Starfinder campaign, and we're going to be doing those adventures. We're going to run with this core 6 for now. We might get new people, swap people in and out, because that's what Starfinder Society is all about. And we'll be posting these podcasts along with the existing ones. So you don't need to do anything to follow along. You just need to listen to the podcast, and you'll automatically be subscribed to them. Also, if you're going to PaizoCon, please hit us up. We're all going to be there. If you want to come by and say hi, everyone from Roll for Combat's going to be there. Also, check out the site. We have some brand new t-shirts, one for every character, including a few extras. Also, don't forget, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Discord. You name it. You can follow us there. We also have a Patreon. We just put up a whole bunch of new images. Got a little behind. Sorry about that, guys, who follow us, but we caught up, and we're going to be putting up some new content. And I have a really cool new interview coming up in a few weeks. I'm actually going to go interview these people tomorrow. This actually is a rare case where I actually have to go to them. It's not going to be on the show, which means you guys are going to have something really special coming up. But with that, I guess I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good week. Talk to you later. See ya.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Starfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com or drop us a line at contact@rollforcombat.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember Rusty Carter's motto, I don't like pain. It hurts me.